Welcome, Gregory. Welcome, Dee Dee. All right. Let's get started. Today is Thursday, English Day, page 10. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. I go to the Buddha for refuge. I go to the Dhamma for refuge. I go to the Sangha for refuge. The second time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A second time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A second time I go to the Sangha for refuge. A third time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A third time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A third time I go to the Sangha for refuge. 3 refuges are complete. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking life. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking what is not given. I undertake the training rule to abstain from sexual misconduct. I undertake the training rule to abstain from false speech. I undertake the training rule to abstain from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. Having well undertaken and kept the 5 precepts together with the 3 refuges, one should strive on with diligence. With morality, good rebirth is gained. With morality, wealth is achieved. With morality, perfect peace is attained. Therefore, morality should be purified. Alright, page 24. Hello, DD. No, I haven't gone to Mass. Just like in Buddhist families, the mother is typically the core of we have to go to the temple or to Mass. And since my sisters don't go to church. My dad only really went to church with my mom. So when my mom was sick a couple years ago, they stopped going. So no, I haven't been to church like on Christmas in like 4 or 5 years, something like that. All right. Page 24. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Such indeed is the Sublime One, worthy, perfectly enlightened, perfect in true knowledge and conduct, well gone, knower of the worlds, supreme trainer of persons to be tamed, teacher of gods and humans, enlightened and exalted. Well expounded is the Dhamma by the Sublime One, directly visible, unaffected by time, calling one to come and see, leading onwards to be realized by the wise. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing well. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is of upright conduct. The order of the Sublime One's disciples has entered the right path. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing correctly. That is, the 4 pairs of persons, the 8 kinds of individuals. This order of the Sublime One's disciples is worthy of offerings and hospitality, worthy of gifts and salutation, supreme field of merit for the world. The Buddha, well purified, with ocean-like compassion, possessed of the eye of knowledge, completely purified, destroyer of the evils and corruption in the world, I revere that Buddha with devotion. Homage to you, so nobly bred. Homage to you amongst men supreme. Peerless are you in all the world. May all homage be given to you. The teacher's Dhamma, like a lamp, dividing into path, fruition, and the deathless, both itself transcendent and showing the way to that goal. I revere that Dhamma with devotion. Thoroughly understanding the Dhamma and freed from longing through insight, the wise one who is rid of all desire is calm as a pool unstirred by wind. Those to whom the Dhamma is clear are not led into other doctrines. Perfectly enlightened, with perfect knowledge, they walk evenly over the uneven. Of all the medicines in the world, manifold and various, there is none like the medicine of Dhamma. Therefore, O monks, drink of this. Having drunk this Dhamma medicine, you will be ageless and beyond death. Having developed and seen the truth, you will be quenched, free from craving. The Sangha called the field better than the best. who have seen peace, awakening after the Buddha's good way, who have abandoned attachment, the noble ones, the wise. I revere that Sangha with devotion. Happy is the arising of the Buddhas. Happy is the teaching of the true Dhamma. Happy is the unity of the Sangha. Happy is the discipline of the united ones. They go to many a refuge, those who have been struck by fear. They go to the mountains and forests, the parks and trees and shrines. But none of these is a secure refuge. None is the refuge supreme. Not by relying on such a refuge can one be freed from all suffering. But one who has gone for refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha sees with perfect wisdom the Four Noble Truths. Suffering, the arising of suffering, the transcending of suffering, and the Noble Eightfold Path that leads to suffering's final end. This is the refuge of the secure. This is the refuge of the supreme. By relying on such a refuge as this, one is released from all suffering. By this practice of Dhamma in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Buddha. By this practice of Dhamma in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Dhamma. By this practice of Dhamma in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Sangha. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master, mind is their maker. Actors speak with a defiled state of mind, and suffering follows as the cartwheel follows the foot of the ox. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master, mind is their maker. Actors speak with a pure state of mind, then happiness follows as your Actors speak with a pure state of mind, then happiness follows as your shadow follows you without departing. Impermanent are all conditioned things, affected by rising and falling away. Having arisen, and then they must cease. Blissful is it when they subside. Abstaining from all evil, doing what is good, cleansing one's mind. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. Patience is the highest practice. Nibbana is supreme, say the Buddhas. A mendicant does not harm others. A recluse oppresses no one. Not insulting, not harming, restrained according to the moral code. Moderating in food, dwelling in solitude, engaging in higher mental development. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. By the blessings that have arisen from my practice, may my venerable preceptors and teachers who have helped me, mother, father, and relatives, male and female rulers, worldly powers, virtuous human beings, the higher beings, demons, and high gods, the guardian deities of the world, celestial beings, the Lord of Death, friendly people, indifferent and hostile, may all beings be well. May skillful deeds done by me bring you threefold bliss. May this quickly bring you to the deathless. By means of this meritorious deed and through this aspiration, may I quickly attain the cutting off of craving and clinging. Whatever faults I have until I am liberated, may they quickly perish. Wherever I'm born, may there be an upright mind, mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May no harmful influences weaken my efforts. The Buddha is the unsurpassed protector. Dhamma is the supreme protection. Peerless is the silent Buddha. The Sangha is my true refuge. By the power of these exalted ones, may I rise above all defilements. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the foolish. May I join always with the wise until the time I attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Page 129, continuing with Aditta Pariyaya Sutta. Jivha bhikkhave aditta rasa aditta jivha vinyanang adittang jivha sampasso aditto yadidang jivha sampassa paccaya upajjati vedyatang sukang va dukang sukang va tang pi adittang kena adittang ragagina dosagina moagina adittang Jatiya jaraya maranena sokehi paridevehi dukkehi domanasehi upayasehi adittanti vadami. Kayo bhikkave aditto pottabba aditta kaya vinyanang adittang kaya sampasso aditto yadidang kaya sampassa paccaya upajjati vedyatang Sukang va dukang sukang va tang pi adittang kena adittang ragagina dosagina moagina adittang jatiya jaraya maranena sokehi paridevehi dukkehi domanasehi upayasehi adittanti vadami. Mano bhikkave aditto dhamma aditta mano vinyanang adittang mano sampasso aditto yadidang mano sampassa paccaya upajjati vedyatang sukang va dukang sukang va tang pi adittang kena adittang ragagina dosagina moagina adittang Jatiya jaraya maranena sokehi paridevehi dukkehi domanasehi upayasehi adittanti vadami. Evang passang bhikkave sutava arya savako chakkusming pi nabindati rupe supi nabindati chakku vinyane pi nabindati chakku sampasse pi nabindati. Yadidang chakku sampassa paccaya upajjati vedyatang sukang va dukang sukang va tasming pi nabindati. Evang passang bhikkave sutava arya savako so tasming pi nabindati sade supi nabindati sota vinyane pi nabindati sota sampasse pi nabindati. Yadidang sota sampassa paccaya upajjati vedyatang sukang va dukang sukang va tasming pi nabindati. Alright. English. The tongue, bhikkhus, is on fire. Tastes are on fire. Tongue consciousness is on fire. Tongue contact is on fire, and whatever sensation, pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, which originates in dependence on tongue contact, that also is on fire. And with what are these on fire? With the fire of passion, I say, the fire of hatred, the fire of delusion. With birth, old age, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair, they are on fire. The body, bhikkhus, is on fire. Touch is on fire. Body consciousness is on fire. Body contact is on fire. And whatever sensation, pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, which originates in dependence on body contact, that also is on fire. And with what are these on fire? With the fire of passion, I say, the fire of hatred, the fire of delusion. With birth, old age, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair, they are on fire. The mind, bhikkhus, is on fire. Mental objects are on fire. Mind consciousness is on fire. Mind contact is on fire. And whatever sensation, pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, which originates in dependence on mind contact, that also is on fire. And with what are these on fire? With the fire of passion, I say, the fire of hatred, the fire of delusion. With birth, old age, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair, they are on fire. Perceiving this, bhikkhus, the learned and noble disciple becomes disenchanted with the eye, with forms, with eye consciousness, with eye contact, and whatever sensation, pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, which originates dependence on eye contact. With that also he becomes disenchanted. Perceiving this, bhikkhu, the learned and noble disciple becomes disenchanted with the ear, with sound, with ear consciousness, with ear contact, and whatever sensation, pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, which originates in dependence on ear contact. With that also he becomes disenchanted. All right. Continue on with our thought of the day. Page 87. Third and fourth from the top, because they're connected. Subhika vacho puriso sabba buttanu kampako amodamano pakireti deta tipasati yatapi meggo tanayitva gajayitva pavasati talang ninnang chapureti abhisandanto varina evameva idda kacho paggaloho titadiso. But one who rains down bountiful gifts like Santa Claus, gladly giving here and there, out of compassion for all beings, and who always says, give, give. This type of person is like a giant cloud filled with rain, thundering and pouring down refreshing water everywhere, drenching the highlands and the lowlands too, generous without distinction. Hello, friends. So here we have this line that's finishing up this section, where this is a person who gives without distinction. This is very important mind training in Buddhism, right? To have goodwill for all beings without distinction, to have compassion for all beings without distinction, to give without distinction. Right? This is a mind training. This is a training the mind to a grander, a higher scale than the mundane level that it normally lives in. So this is important to understand this, right? This person is like a giant cloud filled with rain, thundering and pouring down refreshing water everywhere without distinction, drenching the highlands and the lowlands too, so that people highborn, lowborn, etc. Generous without distinctions. This is an important thing to understand in terms of being generous. When someone's in need, doesn't matter what their caste is or what their social status is or what any of these things is. If somebody's in need and you can help them, then you help them. Right? If you can give, then you give. Didi made a point the other day about, obviously you have to take care of yourself. The Buddha says in the suttas, one should not sacrifice one's own welfare for the sake of another, no matter how great the need. Right? So there's balance here. Right? This is not like saying you should give everything you own and become a monk. No. That's not what this is saying. This is about the mindset of generosity. That's what this is about. Right? Because there's more than just being generous, giving people money. There's your time, your effort. There's all kinds of ways that somebody can be generous. Okay? And so there is a balance to this, but mindset-wise, we want to be willing to be like this storm cloud. The storm cloud that pours down regardless, without distinction, all people. Right? When one sees it, we'll see it later in this chanting. It says when one sees somebody in need, etc., etc. So it's good to have the whole context and things like this. Well, hello, Aspen Golding. Welcome. All right, so I think we're good for today. So, Suki Hotu, may you be happy and at ease, practice well and be well, and may you have a spiritually successful and peaceful practice until we meet again, which, if I'm alive, should be tomorrow morning for another morning monastery experience. And as always, those staying for the meditation, it begins and ends at the bell. Have a good day. All right, friends, have a good day.